little disappointed today. The pool's closed, so I don't get to go swimming. But I did get to sit in this steam room and I'm soaking in the sauna, or basking in the sauna, I should say. But this is why my face is bright red because it's warm. But anyways, I don't know what's up with these dreams. Again, I dreamt of my sister, and this time the friend that she was involved with, who was part of the real estate scheme, the two of them, we were at lunch, the three of us, and we were talking, and it was like it had been a few years ago when they thought I was on their side still and not going to tell the truth, and they were still the same arrogant people, as though they were going to get away with it, and I felt again so guilty because I knew I had cooperated, but here we were sitting there, and in my head, I knew it was all over and that they had been sentenced, but they acted as though they were still mounting a defense and they were still planning things, and I said, every time that, because somehow we were talking about stress and depression and stuff, and I told them, I said, I know stress causes depression because every time I testified, I would get seriously depressed the next few days, and it was very emotionally tiring. And then they looked at each other and they're like, every time you testified, as though it was earlier in the case and they didn't know how many times I testified. But in my head, I was like, they've already been sentenced on everything. And I'm like, I thought you were there at all the things. And they're like, yeah, but what about this case? And I lied and was like, no, not that one. Because I was like, oh, I don't want them to be able to mount a defense, and get out of it. It's like, I don't want them to walk free and get away with being bad people and having hurt so many people. But I feel really guilty that I had to tell the truth. And so I'm really conflicted. It's like, I know what I did was the right thing to do, but I'm so feeling guilty for having told the truth because it destroyed their lives. One of them has a child, and she's going away for like 8 years. And then my sister, she's probably going to get like 10 years. And I feel really guilty about this because I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want them to suffer. But you know what? Doing what is right is not easy, and doing what is right does not give you these amazing rewards. You do what's right because it's right, not because you're going to be rewarded, because I haven't been rewarded. I have lost my family, and I'm watching my sister have no future and slowly disintegrate into nothingness. She's turning into this hard, bitter, terrible person, and I do feel partially responsible for that because my words were against her, even though it was the truth. So doing what is right is not rewarding, but it's the right thing to do. So would I do it again? Yes. Even though I know the consequences, no matter how much it hurts, it's still the right thing. But it's a steep price to pay for doing what is right. And I wish there was a reward out of it. But I don't see it. I mean, I could still go to prison. It's not like I get rewarded that way. So, I don't know. But it was the right thing, and I need to remember that. But I still feel guilty, and I don't know why.